however, is that you have to be to be a leader. You have to like have a sober mind. You have to, do
And
all
that's
that,
why.
do all that stuff. You
But
have
what was
to,
that, Tamaya? You had a question. I saw your face when he was saying that, and I was like,
I have a question.
we need to uncover that right there.
How do y'all feel about women wearing pants?
This so easy for me. It don't make no sense, but
What's that preacher who reacted to? You going to hell. Your mama going to hell. Your kids go. Honestly.
How do you feel about that?
Are we going around the room or?
I'm
We
gonna
can
go
go around
first
the room.
because I already know I'm probably gonna be some disagreements. I feel like there's nothing wrong wearing jeans, and I will give a quick reason why. Because back in the Old Testament, they didn't have jeans. Their jeans, men wore robes, and I think women wore robes as well. There were no jeans, so it's like jeans wasn't a thing. So the Bible never says don't wear jeans. I think that's when it comes to like
Well, you
wisdom and
specifically said
discernment.
pants, right?
Oh, pants.
Jeans, well, both.
Because jeans is kind of like the material of your clothes.
I think
like,
for me
True.
personally, I
pants
feel like
Pants
would
it
be
comes down
though.
to wisdom
thing.
of like, because you could wear a sundress that's way worse than jeans. So that's where
My
it comes
point.
to wisdom. And if you look in the Old Testament, they weren't even wearing jeans. So what? I don't never understood it, but that's just my point.
Derek, did you want to answer that? Or what you feel?
Yeah, I believe that like what the Bible says, long loose clothing is
Can I get
a
this scripture real
representation
fast?
of
Shoot, I honestly.
of the scripture.
I think I tried to find that last time. I don't know
He
if
can
it's.
find it. But what I was saying is like as long as it's loose,
If
and
Mike
long,
was in
like
the chat, boy,
like the
he'll
Bible
go
says,
crazy.
there's nothing wrong with it. I believe
So
that.
no skinny jeans for
and-
the women.
Yeah, no skinny jeans. Like that's not loose. You feel me? No skinny jeans for the men. That's not loose. No tight long dresses. That's not loose. Like you feel me? Like it's you have to take it. You got to take it how it is, and then like I said, God will give you the wisdom of why He's telling you that.
I just disagree.
Okay, 1 Timothy 2:9, likewise also that women should adorn themselves in respectable apparel, which is kind of an arbitrary thing. I know people try to say it's like it's easy to understand. Like I know like discernment, man. And there's a reason why I say that's so important, which if you don't have discernment and you just make a list of things, you're gonna be way more trouble. I'm just gonna tell you right now. And people can get past that line so easily. With modesty and self-control, not with braided hair and gold or pearls, costly attire.
So this I'm gonna say real fast. So this how I look at it. Number one, I feel like when it comes to
Oh wait, did everybody else get an answer?
no, you
No,
didn't.
you didn't.
Because you said there's not a problem. You said yes, there's a
He
problem.
said long
with
loose
that.
clothing.
As long as it's long and loose.
So
I'll-
pants that are like long and loose.
Yeah.
Okay, and we'll get to your view after that. And then you obviously think that it's okay because you got pants on. And I think you going straight to no, just playing.
I just
Stop
feel
the cap.
like- I mean,
That's
yeah,
right.
I personally don't. I don't see an issue with it, but I don't know. My way of thinking is a little bit different. Like
I thought you were laughing.
I have
Oh.
been, I have literally been like going back and forth with this for so long because, oh, I'm sorry. Like I understand like the long loose clothing, but from somebody who's really never like tried to not be fully clothed, like I never saw an issue with my clothes because for the most part, I'm somebody who always wear like turtlenecks with some like mom jeans. And I really do I love turtlenecks with like the chains and all that. That's always what I wore. And
You're
like,
dressing like a Jehovah's Witness.
but it was like,
That's how they dress. Turtlenecks and chains.
I guess
No,
for
just playing.
me, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm seeing, well, from what, because, okay, we all read the scripture, but it's like hearing from other women, it's like they feel like, okay, you should only be wearing dresses. Now it's okay, but the dresses have to be a certain type of fit. They can't be too tight. But if you know what I'm saying, like it's just
Hold on, keep it in.
So
I
it
feel
does.
like it's a lot of
It-
other people's opinions.
It does say in Deuteronomy. You trying to focus? Yeah, I know. Oh, so you want me to? Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to not go to this. But it does say, and so this kind of goes back to what we talking about. I feel like so it says a woman, Deuteronomy 22:5. it says, "Oh, a woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a man put on a woman's
I didn't
cloak.
get my answer.
For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord your God." Now, this when I read this, and I'm also, I guess if you look at the context, whatever, I feel like not dressing like a hoochie mama.
Oh.
No, I'm my bad. I was just reading.
No,
the
I know.
Oh,
I agree.
but so when
Good
I
word,
read that,
Jesse.
I look
Oh.
at it like, when a if a woman put jeans on, I don't look at her and be like, oh, she dressing like a man. I look at her and be like, she look good. You know what I'm saying? But you can look at a woman and you can tell when they dressing like a man by the way they dress, and you can look
Right.
at a man and tell they dressing like a woman.
What about tomboys?
Well, I was gonna say I don't know if I can say that on this pod.
What? No, you didn't cuss. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll cool it then. But either way,
I mean, yeah, that's it's either way.
That's what I was gonna say. For me, it comes down to discernment, and also because it's not such an easy, like, just a commandment. It's not like, okay, it's so easy just to whatever. It's not like lying, like, when it's a lie, pretty much. So for me, it comes down to discernment, and for me, a tomboy, like, I would honestly have to see the fit, like. But if my girl got jeans on with sneakers and a shirt and a hat, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, oh, you like a tomboy. I'm gonna like it.
I think in our culture today, women can get away with wearing more manly clothes and not actually
And that's
be
it,
seen
it
as
be looking
manly.
good to me though. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it just comes down to discernment.
I ain't gonna say it. Not a play.
Nah, I'm just.
I just feel like
I like what you
realistically,
wear.
I just like when I like the sneaker look, and then
I
I
just
like the
feel like
heel look too.
realistically though,
Nah, I
coming from
feel you.
a
I'm just
woman, to say that I have to wear dresses and skirts for the rest of my life, realistically, I don't see myself doing that, because, and this coming from somebody who loves wearing dresses. Like, I don't have a problem wearing dresses and long. I love long skirts. I've never liked the little mini skirts or mini shorts and all that. I just personally, it wasn't for me. Like, I don't like showing too much skin. So like, that's never been my thing. So it's not hard for me to not show skin. It's not even that. It's just simply I have a style to me, and I personally can't see myself wearing dresses and skirts because it's not always comfortable for me. Like, I move around a lot, especially at work. I can't move around in a real long dress down to my ankles. I can't move around in a real long
Please
skirt.
don't.
Like, sometimes it can just be a little bit
He said,
uncomfortable.
please don't.
But it's just like I can't do
I just
that.
feel like it
And
comes down to discernment.
it's not even like I wear that type of stuff.
Did you
So
get that message too?
I didn't get him. Oh, it was something about, I don't even know what it was.
So what
Ban the
about
Bible?
you?
So
Oh.
I was gonna say, when it comes to sports, if
Instead of
you
getting
have
on
a
mute.
daughter that's doing track,
there's some long shorts, like
Well, first of all,
so
let's
she can wear the track for me.
let's bring in the host.
Oh
see
yeah,
what
you
his
didn't say
thought is.
anything. Yeah, go ahead.
So, like Jesse said it for sure. Like discernment is a very big thing. I just think that's the real host of the show. He's been keeping it running with his prayer. So the problem I have, okay, it's still a very complex conversation. The reason why is because nobody agrees with a man wearing a dress. They're gonna say this is definitely a woman's garment. If a man is preaching in a dress, if Pastor get up Sunday and wear a dress because y'all said ain't nothing wrong with wearing
In America,
women can wear men's clothes, men can wear women's clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like our culture today will definitely feel like, that's right. Every Kid Cudi got a dress on. Post Malone got a dress on. That's a big problem, right? And I'm just putting it out there just to be clear. I'm not offended when a woman wears pants and think like, oh my gosh, she's a sinner. She's probably full of streets. Like I don't be thinking that in my mind.
right?
Like it's just it's a type of clothing. I honestly don't think that there are like problems in her mind because she got pants on necessarily. Not I say problems like it's like gossip. Like there's a balance to it, right? Like how are you wearing your outfits? You know what I'm saying? But I just think it needs to be some understanding with that there has to be a separation for sure. Like a woman should want to dress like a woman. A man should want to dress like a man. Like if I wore this outfit, everybody would be like, Ashley, you're not wearing modest apparel. I'm talking about the outfit she got on. Everybody in here would be like, Ashley, you not dressing in modest apparel, right? But that's why that's why I have an issue with this list of what is modest, because y'all know good and well I can apply that list and still be immodest. You see what I'm saying? I can have a hot pink blazer on,
Right.
and
But it's not.
I can have glitter on my blazer. That's not jewelry, but everybody gonna be like, nah, bro, I don't want you preaching on my stage with that.
Not everybody. Depending on
You
what
see what I'm
stage
saying?
you on.
It depends.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it depends.
that's a
If
good
you're
point.
trying to transform, then they might let you on the stage.
Oh.
Trans is in the title. No, just like, let me stop. I'm just playing. I respect Transformation Church. I'll just say that. But what going on, Aliana? Brother, oh, she wasn't saying nothing to me. She was talking to Brother Ashley. She wasn't talking to me. She was talking to Brother Ashley back there. Yeah.
He said, "What's up?"
You know, everybody love Brother Ashley. No, I was playing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree because if you come on with the, I mean, it's your pod.
But I have no problem. I have no problem with somebody setting a standard for their church. Just like Walmart, they got their
Yeah.
uniform. So me personally,
Right.
Well, we don't.
I'm not a pastor or whatever, but I do think that it would be very, because it says the
Yeah,
word
no.
modest.
I
feel
think that makes sense,
We can
though.
leave it
So
at
you can
modesty.
kind of get to discern where your
And
modesty for your church is.
for
I
the
get that.
church, we can try to uphold the highest standard of modesty possible and say, hey, at church, we want to represent as much as we possibly can. We might go past what is required, but we want to get it in people's heads that we are so serious about being modest. But
Right.
we're not going to condemn you if you're not meeting the standard when you leave. I feel like that's okay.
Yeah, I
But
think
that's
that makes
just
sense,
me.
though.
Some people
Because
don't disagree.
I think it would be weird if a church didn't set standards as far as like what you
Yeah,
wear.
y'all
goes.
allow
I feel
everything
like
up
that.
there? Like,
Right,
what
I
you
feel
just
like
said was so
that.
powerful.
That is a little bit crazy.
was
Like
powerful.
I would never
Yeah.
get up. Like even when
They
I
don't-
first started
they don't
going to
know about
church,
that.
I would never get upset when like the standard was long dresses or long skirts. Okay, cool, I got that. Like it's not a
'Cause
problem. I feel
they
like
get to uphold what they whatever.
yeah, because I would feel weird going to church in jeans. Not really. I don't know. I just feel like that's not appropriate for church. Like,
Some
why am I
churches.
wearing jeans?
Now, if my girl don't,
I feel like for me
own
though,
the
like
dress,
personally, I wouldn't
like,
wear jeans
if
at
my
church.
girl's
I
like,
feel
I don't
you.
like
like
dresses, I'm like, we're not gonna work, bro.
But I feel like honestly,
that
with
is
what you just
weird.
said, it depends on the church. Cause like,
Mm.
well, we on the pod, it don't matter. So like, cause when you went to Victory, you seen
Yeah, no, that's true.
everybody had on jeans and it was regular.
Yeah.
So-
Skirts.
I mean, some no, well, not everybody. Some
Right,
you
no,
know,
that's
for
what you're
people, it
saying.
was a wide range. Like I go
Yeah.
in there with
Like, pretty much everybody was wearing
hoodies
different
on and
things.
jogging pants. Some
Right.
women have jeans. Some women have heels on with dress pants, and other women
Right.
have skirts, and some men have jeans.
No.
But
Not
you know what?
dresses.
You know what happens, and
So
I
it
get.
becomes it's
I-
regular.
Right.
I wouldn't
It doesn't look
say-
like
The
no odd.
respecting though.
I wouldn't say it's a problem, but this is where it could be a problem, and this is all I'm saying. And it's not
too comfortable?
necessarily the pants, but like
Right.
when you're in class and the teacher says, "Hey, y'all can talk, but y'all have to whisper." What are they gonna do? They're gonna talk louder than a whisper. But if they say no talking, they're gonna kind of whisper.
That's what Pharisees do, though.
So that's what you got to be careful about when you start allowing. Not to say that that's the
Right.
line. Like no, like you got to. Every woman has to wear dresses. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, y'all, we do have to be aware
Right.
that when you start saying like the holes in the pants, I'm like, in church, I probably would
No,
at
that's-
least stop it there. Like we don't need
Right.
that because now in the skin tight pants for men and women,
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Yeah.
probably be like, look, if
It's-
you're representing for our church, like the people in the crowd, I ain't gonna say nothing to y'all. But if you're representing for our church, you need to have some loose pants
Yeah,
on
like,
up
I would
here. I don't
never-
want people seeing the Honda part and pass out. You know what I'm saying? Like Moses did when Jesus showed him.
And I mean,
when
like,
God showed him
like
his
again,
Honda
that goes
part.
all the way back to you operating your church, which you have every right to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like what you said earlier because you was like,
You just don't like what I said now.
no, I
Okay,
agree with
I
that
get
too.
it, I get
but
it.
like
No,
when
there's-
they leave and condemning them for wearing something when they're a new believer in Christ, it's like,
because
bro,
if they're
you
new,
just-
I feel like they don't know.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
That
then again,
conversation,
it goes
I
back
think-
to their truth.
That conversation
Our
should just
truth
come up
isn't
in
their truth yet.
the membership meetings, not
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
membership.
publicly in the whole congregation.
I feel like if they're
That should
new,
be-
because a lot of new, like a lot of like again, women like jeans. It's comfortable for us, so it's like a lot of women will come to church in jeans, and people be like, "Why is she wearing jeans?" She don't, a lot of I've seen, like you said, a lot of different churches really do allow jeans. Like they allow casual wear. It doesn't have to be strictly dresses and skirts. So a lot of times when they go to certain churches, they really just don't know.
Trolling. He's stupid.
Uh,
Rewind TV. You are
and
not
that's
a
why
god.
it goes back to
You're not a god unless you send a super chat.
yeah,
And
gotta
then
send
you
some chat.
can-
We're not even reading no
If you
more.
send a super chat, you can be remitted of your sin. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
I did.
It's blasphemy.
So I feel like oh, what was I finna
we
say?
need to start
I
a
can't
$5 prayer super chat prayer line.
What was you saying?
It's the-
remember. Get a
what,
buddy, get a
what I'm
buddy.
trying to say,
playing.
what I'm trying to say is it's a respect thing,
Yeah.
and we also have to keep in mind that this ain't our body. This is God's body. This is God's temple.
True.
So we have to operate off of that. Yeah, we have our own point of view. Yeah, we want to do what we want, but we can't do what we want. How we gonna do what we want with somebody else's stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like this
That's
is
true.
like
Yes,
we
but
don't
you
own
also have to
this.
feel that what you're doing is something that
Yeah, I
God
feel like you
doesn't
have to be
want you to do.
condemned.
Or not condemned,
You
convicted.
mean
I feel
convicted?
Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta feel like you're going to hell in order to change.
Convicted, my
You don't
bad.
feel like you're going to
You
hell.
gotta be
It's fine.
That's
You're
what I
not
said.
depressed. You probably won't change.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel like you do though. Like I feel like if I walk outside
especially when it comes
and
to
like
discernment
what I'm
issues.
wearing makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I need to cover up, then I feel like that's.
But I agree with you
Well,
though,
look.
because feelings can be deceiving. The heart, Jeremiah's 7:9 or 17:9, I forget. Your heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So you can feel like, oh well, by my heart, I feel like I'm being modest. So that's the thing. Like,
yeah, like
you
have
feel some type of way, and that may be all you can go off at the moment, but you don't know what's okay if you're not seeking God.
And if you're not studying, and
if you're not studying,
and
yeah.
if you're not reading what you need to read, what do you say? I feel like you're not being what? You're not being
Authentic?
No, not you said it's not condemned. It's what was that word?
Convicted.
Convicted, right?
Yeah.
But how can you feel convicted if you don't even know what the Bible says? You have to real deal study the Bible
So
to be
that's the
convicted.
point that you would want to push when you're talking to people. Is not so much push the clothes or whatever
Right.
the issue is. I would say, like, are you letting God into your heart? Because once you let
Right.
him into your heart, you're going to want to read the Bible. You're going to want to pray. You're going to want to have a relationship. And having a relationship with Jesus, a part of that is going to be reading your Bible. And then through that, they will get authentic convictions.
That leads, yep.
But their
that leads to
convictions may not be
convictions.
yours. And so
Right.
that's why a problem is a lot of Christians make their convictions, they make them laws and commandments for everybody else.
Exactly.
But
It's,
look,
no,
though.
that's your conviction. That's not for you
'Cause
to be
what if-
telling
Right.
everybody else.
Okay, but look though. So say you know that in the Bible it says that, but you haven't read that, so you're not more so convicted. But then again, you end up dying, and now
You're not going to go to hell off that.
I'm not saying you go to hell, but you get judged off of that because you knew good and well that you could have opened that book and read to not do certain things, but you didn't want to. You didn't
then you
want
wouldn't
to.
really have a
instead
relationship
Yeah,
with
it's a heart
feel
problem, and your heart
convicted.
is not
Yeah,
towards.
you wouldn't really have a
wanting
relationship
what
with
God
God
wants,
then.
for sure.
That would be in
You
place.
can't make it to
Exactly.
heaven if your heart is like on what you want.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It all roots to that. So like the more like you can
Those that
say
know
you
much,
can
much
say
is required.
So
Yeah,
wait,
you
let's
can
say
say
that I'll
all
go
this.
back and I actually read it, and then I don't feel convicted. What
Look,
next?
It's a
You go back,
process.
you
It's,
I
go
mean,
back
you-
and you
wait,
read
if
you
you
might
read it,
not
you
feel
don't feel
convicted for
pray
something
about it.
until
I mean, you might never. It might.
25 years.
But I'm saying, what if I
It's,
never feel convicted by it?
because look,
Well, then maybe God won't convict you of it. Maybe that's not. Maybe that's just not a. You might not ever.
It depends.
So
though.
is
it-
that a
it-
problem because
no.
I didn't feel convicted now?
No,
But you
I
can't
don't
say that
say
I
so.
didn't read it or study it because
I
I
don't say
did.
so.
So, you know, you can't really
Because-
say that
because some
because
people
I
have
did go back and
personal
I did
convictions,
study
and
and I
some
did
people
go to God.
that some- it's
But I'm
personal
not
conviction.
convicted.
You're,
I agree with you.
Okay,
You're
so
right. It's it's a lot of.
it's a level to it.
I just
So,
feel like there's different
like,
aspects of it. So,
so,
what
like,
if I did?
Look,
Yeah.
say for instance, this is an analogy. You're in school and you start looking at your timetables. You don't know your timetables, so you're like, okay, I don't need to know my timetables. But you look at your timetables. This is another kid. He looks at his timetables and then he goes to his teacher and she tells them the right answer of the timetables. Now you're like, okay, I get it now. So if you don't, so say for instance, you're reading and you're like, okay, that don't mean nothing. I can wear what I want. But then another kid says, okay, that means something. Let me ask my pastor about it. Hey,
I was like,
hey,
I just I'm not even talking.
I just want to ask about ask about this.
Dang.
Boom. Now he's telling you and giving you knowledge that you never had, and that'll open up your eyes. That's exactly what happened to me.
But I don't feel like I don't feel like reading it and saying I can wear what I want is always everybody's answer. It's not always I can wear what I want. If we're being honest, not trying to say like it contradicts itself or anything, but it's just like, again, if it says long loose clothing, it doesn't say long loose dresses. It doesn't say long loose
Well, it
skirts.
doesn't say long
So-
clothing.
I don't think.
But you know what I'm
It says
saying? Like if
wear
it's
man's
set, if
clothing.
it,
I tried to
and that's
look
what I'm
at that
saying.
I
If
believe
it
it
was
does
to
say long
say
loose
that
clothing.
though,
I just didn't see.
But
I haven't seen it
Right.
myself, but I'm
It
saying
said-
like
it says
if it
long
was to
loose
say
clothing. I've
that,
seen it in there
sometimes
before.
it has for other people to
tried look at
understand.
that
It
verse,
has
I
to be
couldn't,
specific though.
I couldn't find it. I don't know.
But if it was to say that,
might be a Greek or
sometimes
Hebrew
for other
type
people,
thing.
it has to be specific. Like if I'm reading it and it's saying long loose clothing, everybody's not going to automatically think, oh, that
Because
means
none of us
dresses
right
and
now wear
skirts.
long loose clothing. I'm just.
I
Saying.
used to say,
And that's what I'm
the Bible
saying,
says
though.
long loose clothing all the time, even though, I don't think that the Bible actually. I mean, I'm putting it on the podcast on record, but I'm not. Don't take this as thus saith the Lord. I'm just saying I
thought it was
haven't
just
seen the
dress
verse
holy.
yet. But to your point, when you say, you read it,
You'll
you've
feel
sought
convicted of what
God,
need to
you
wear
don't
when
feel
you read
convicted
that
about it. It all depends on if your heart was sincere when you did it. Because
Okay.
I can't tell you, thus saith the Lord, you're still
Right.
wrong. Because it depends on the situation. It depends on if you were sincere. It's not a one size fit all type answer. It's,
Right.
are you actually sincere when you go to God about this thing?
And
Because
nobody else will
you
know that.
may not you may not understand immediately. What you don't do is shut off the argument and say, well, I'm right then. Don't ever do that, because sometimes you have to leave certain discussions open because you just don't know yet. But this is
'Cause-
where you can feel comfortable and say,
Cause
this is where I am right now, but I'm open to having my mind changed. And people are scared to
Yeah.
do that because they feel like they have to take a firm position on everything. So just like the people that say, well, God didn't convict me, they can take, not to say you're doing that, but they
Right.
can take a firm position on that and then not receive any correction from people ever again because, well, I studied it for 10 years, so I don't have to consider it anymore. Like, that's an issue too. So like I said, two extremes. Yours should be in the middle. Like, I'm open, but
Right.
I don't see it the way you see it. When I talk about Christmas, when I talk about holidays, I always let people open. I leave it open for people to correct me. I am ready to give up the holiday of Christmas anytime somebody
Right.
can show me this is a sin, this is the devil. I'm ready to give it up. I do not care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I just feel like,
But
okay,
you're
for
not
me,
first
I'll
to
speak
talk
for
to
me.
it.
Like
Yeah.
when one of my first like convictions where I actually started to feel like, yeah, I have to stop doing this is like when I was
got bigger
wearing
jeans now. Sorry.
when I was wearing like crop tops. I used to wear crop tops during the summer, and I think it was it wasn't too long ago, like maybe 2 summers ago, I think. Yeah, 2 summers ago. I stopped wearing crop tops because I started to actually feel that, and I was like, yeah, I know I'm not supposed to be wearing this. Like it would be as soon as I walk out the door, it's like, okay, yeah, I want to cover myself up. I want, like I'm starting to feel like this is not something I should be wearing. And I'm kind of telling myself like, you're not supposed to be wearing this. Like that, because for me, I feel like a lot of people, I have a wide range of like a friend group. And I just feel like for them, they read the Bible, but sometimes, like you said, you probably don't understand right away. And then it's like, they don't really feel convicted by things because a lot, like, I don't remember where I was at, but some people said that it has to literally be written out specifically for them to understand, or else when they do read it, they seriously will
and
never feel convicted.
And that's definitely the wrong mindset, because
Right.
that's why I say what Jesse brought up, the why, is so important. Because you say, oh, well, no, they got to put marijuana in the actual verse for me to stop smoking it.
Exactly.
And it's like, yo, the context is not like, why do
doesn't
we
have-
have to go to
yeah.
church? Does the Bible say you have to go to church every Sunday? Like, no. But the why, to exhort one another, you're leaving so much on the table by not having a relationship with God, by not having mentors in your life. And a lot of them people go to church to not have a message presented to you, to just watch it on internet, and not to actually go and get the experience of being around those people who are in the same goal as you.
Right.
Like,
I feel like
you're
you would really
missing out
want
on
to.
so much, huh?
I feel like if you're really serving God, like you're gonna want to be around other Christians. You're gonna
Yeah.
want to get the
Right.
word. You're gonna want to have a public worship. You know what I'm saying? And connect with people and have
Right.
community with people. Like I don't know. That's just something I really enjoy and love. Like I don't see why people wouldn't want that if you really serving God. It's like, why wouldn't you want to be connected and be
And
around
that
the
makes
people?
it seem like, which obviously I'm not gonna tell somebody this,
What?
but it's like, I mean, unless God showed me to say the Lord, and it's no other reason. But it's like it seems like it's a heart problem. Like obviously something's wrong with your heart because you are looking for ways to avoid church. So maybe you had some
Right.
church hurt. You know, it's like it's a lot of different
No,
things.
But you
that's
can still have that
possible for
conversation
sure.
in a loving way. Like
Right.
I've
For
talked
sure.
to people and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? If it is a heart problem, once you really open that up, but you still deal with them with love, they'll start to say like, dang, you know, I think you're right. And maybe that's something I want to look into.
And
But
you gain them as
just
a
because
friend,
it's a
you gain
heart
their
problem doesn't
respect,
mean,
yeah.
oh, it's a heart problem. I got you. I'm gonna attack you now. It's like, no, you still operate with love.
You're trying to prove your point,
Right.
Exactly.
and you're trying to get a win because of your ego.
Exactly.
And you don't even see that you also
That's so dumb,
have
'cause
a
then you
heart
never get-
problem.
Right.
Exactly.
Because you finally found something that's worked for you.
Come
and you
on.
don't want to lose it, but all you have to do is say, hey, I can still hold on to this thing and still be wrong about something.
Come
but,
on.
But you want to hold on to it.
Right.
You want well, that's why we need a button. Come on.
God.
Come on now.
Come on,
Preach it, brother.
Pastor.
That is true.
But
Yeah, we
that's
need
the
that.
truth, man. And it's like I'm not offended
That's growth.
by y'all's pants, bro.
That's
I
growth.
mean, I say bro. Women, I'm not offended by your pants. I know a preacher's gonna be like, "How dare you, Ashley?" I'm not offended.
He's
It's
offended.
like I just want the best for you, yo. It's like when I talk to an atheist, I'm like, bruh, do you if you found out that Jesus was real, God was real, would you serve him? Would you
A lot of
would
people
you
say
try
nah.
to? And a lot of them will say
Maybe they're
no.
embarrassed to.
So why would I take the time and trying to prove to you that he's real? Then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Your heart doesn't care. It's like, well, he's probably real, but I don't want to serve him anyway. I'm not wasting my time. I'm going to somebody
I
that's
feel
like
like a lot of people
that
tell
really
themselves
wants the
that.
ultimate truth.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people tell themselves that just because they don't want to dive deep into it.
I
and
mean, a lot of people
actually-
just have pride in their heart. Like, to
Right,
be
a lot
honest,
of
like,
pride.
a lot
Yeah.
of people
We'll
just
discuss
really
it on the show and stuff. Like
What?
we'll talk about it, but that's more so like so the audience can hear.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
difference.
Right.
But I'm not like seriously trying to convince you and like you don't believe in God. No. But believe. Like if I was
Right.
trying to do that, I'd just be like, yo, let's get up and pray and see if something happens.
Right.
Like give your
Right.
all. Let's see. You know, and if you're like, nah, I don't want you to pray for me, bro. It's like, okay, well now I see.
Right.
Don't lay hands on any man